From the News Channel 5 network, this is Pharmacist on Call.
Good evening, Nashville, Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, those of you as far east as McMinnville, those of you as far west as Jackson, Tennessee. This is your host, Dr. Sean Pruitt. And if you're watching this show, I am your community pharmacist. This is Pharmacist on Call, your 1 hour forum. That's right, for asking any of those health questions that you...
Host of TV's Pharmacist on Call. Just basically checking in with you guys. This is our first live appearance. I just want to you guys kind of give...
Apologize for that. Have my recording going off there. So, and if you're watching this show, I am your community pharmacist. This is your 1 hour forum for checking in with us here. So, like I said, Kentucky, East Tennessee, West Tennessee, we're here for you. So call in with those questions. Guess what, you all? Pruitt's Discount Pharmacy is 5 years old, and that would not have happened without your support. So those of you who support us as far as Kentucky, those of you who have supported us from as far as East Tennessee, those of you who have come from as far as Jackson, Tennessee, thank you for keeping us open. Thank you for supporting that mission. But hey, guess what? This year, I'm not alone. I got an in-studio guest, and we've got Pastor Chris Hall with me here. My longest serving employee.
How you doing?
All right, you want to say hi to everyone, Chris?
Hello, everybody. Glad to see you today. We're here celebrating our 5th anniversary for Pruitt's Discount Pharmacy. We thank you for your support over the years, and truly we are dedicated to serving the underserved.
All right, well, there you have it. So Chris actually came to us by way of getting an accidental mailer for the mail out that I did. I've known Chris 25 plus years, yeah. And I hadn't seen him in a good minute. So but we're going to get to that later, because this show is about you. So we want to get into some condolences right quick. So as I said, your 1 hour forum, get your questions ready. But just briefly, I wanted to send my condolences and prayers out to the family of Miss Chanel Fuquay, yes. A good friend of the pharmacy, beautiful person, and sorry to see her go. She transitioned, I think, roughly about a month ago, lost her battle with cancer. So we want to send our prayers out to her family. Really sorry to see her go. I also want to send condolences to Michelle Fuquay Bryant on the loss of her husband, Michael. Yeah, really like Big Mike. So he transitioned as well, I believe, sometime this week or last week. So shout out to the Bryant family, and we're praying for you as well. Also praying for the family of Miss Beverly Moreland, her daughter, Kelly, who is a friend of the pharmacy, told me today that she has transitioned as well. So Beverly Moreland, whom I understand was a very big friend, a very big fan of yours truly, and would look for me at 1 and 2 a.m. for the repeats. So want to give our condolences and words of comfort to Kelly and her brother as well. So I wanted to do some shout outs as well. I had an opportunity to do a little road tripping, and I ran across a place, for those of you in Knoxville who see us here, Mooya Burger in Knoxville, Tennessee. The owner, Nick DeVore, got an opportunity to meet him and support him as a small business owner. So if you know Nick, tell him that your Pharmacist on Call. Gave him a shout out. Also shout out to my homeboy, Ed, Little C's Restaurant on Jones Avenue. So if you're in 37207, you need some good soul foods, some good chicken, some good macaroni and cheese, good desserts, and of course sweet tea. He's right there on the corner of Jones and Douglas. That's right, that's where I grew up, North 6 and Douglas. So make sure you check out Little C's. I also have to give a shout out to our next door neighbors over there at Harold's Chicken. So T, Shalene, Dante, certainly all of you all. Want to make sure that we give them some love too. And also the Kingdom Cafe out north, pretty good food as well. Just want to give them a shout out. And lastly, Sweats. So I frequent all these places, so I got to give them shout outs. All right, so this is your 1 hour forum. So without any questions, we're gonna talk about our staff here. So as you all know, we're celebrating 5 years, and you're wondering, well, you know, how did the whole Pruitt's Discount Pharmacy thing start? Well, it started with me actually leaving Walgreens on not so good terms, and trying to figure out what I would do with the rest of my pharmacy career. So as I took a few months off to think about it, and sitting there looking at my dwindling savings, I said that, you know what, I really need to make an effort to do this on my own. During my tenure with the other place, there were some things I saw that I did not necessarily like, things that limited me in terms of how far I was able to go to help patients. And I didn't really like that. And so I said the only way to really fully take care of people to my satisfaction is to think about opening up a pharmacy of my own. And so I was clueless as to what shape it would take or whether I would even finish doing it. But around this time, my son had just been born, and being unemployed at the time, I would just drive around with him looking at spots. And the thing that was a decider for me is I was like, man, you know, I'm looking at this little guy here, and there's no way that when he grows up I can tell him to be the best man that he can be if I have not done it myself. So that in and of itself made me, you know, take this leap of faith, overcome the tremendous fear that I had and that most entrepreneurs have on a daily basis, and go ahead and start this thing. And so as I'm trying to figure out what shape it would take, you know, what would this Pruitt's Pharmacy look like, I came across some research done by the Tennessee Safety Net Consortium, and the research said that, guess what? There were over 100,000 uninsured Middle Tennesseans. So these were people who did not have insurance. This means that they weren't going to the doctor, and if they did, they had to pay the full price for their medications. So therein lied our mission. And so we were going to make our mission to increase access to health care by making medication more affordable. Because what happens is you go to the ER, your doctor writes a script, and if that medication is unaffordable, you may have to leave it there or choose, you know, not to eat. But if that medication, you know, you don't pick it up, you could get worse and have to be readmitted to the emergency room. And then you leave and you still don't pick the medication up, and the next time you may not make it to the emergency room. So we wanted to decrease the numbers of those, you know, mortalities that were happening because of lack of access to affordable medication. So that became what we did. And so we opened on August 4th, 2012. Well, actually we opened on August 13th. Shout out to my first patient, Ms. Rutherford, who refused to let me open on grand opening day and made me serve her on the first day. So a shout out to her. In fact, she's even called the show. So we've been serving the community since then, keeping our prices as low as possible within reason, and taking care of those who did not have insurance. Now, because of the area where we are, it's a high TCare, high Medicare Part D population. We didn't take insurance at first, and we had to turn away a lot of people. We were like, look, you all have options, but hey, once they heard about how good the customer service was, and because of geographically where we're located, everybody else wanted to love too, so we had to start taking insurance to be able to take care of our patients. So we began taking insurance about 2 or 3 months after that. And so actually when I started, I was 100% cash pay. Now I'm probably about maybe 15–20% cash pay. So we just wanted to take care of our folks. Now we've been doing this for the better part of 5 years. Well, it was me for about the first year or so. So I want to say a big shout out to my first intern, Ashley Smith, University of Tennessee College of Pharmacy graduate. She came in as an intern and wound up becoming my first pharmacist. And she is now a pharmacist in Bermuda at the hospital there. So shout out Ashley for making me become an employer. My plan was just to work it by myself forever. But you all had a different type of say in that, and so you made me grow to the point where I had to hire Chris and some of my other employees who will be on in the next segment. So a big thank you to you guys for, you know, making me grow and make me expand my level, because having employees is very scary. You know, you are, you know, so to speak, in charge of these people's lives, and you've got to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, because there's extreme liability in it. So while I may make it look easy, I promise you it is anything but. It is very difficult, and I have many sleepless nights, just like every other entrepreneur does, even though I may handle it gracefully. But hey, you guys call in with your questions and your comments. If not, then we're going to talk about some Kangen alkaline water, which was the second business that I opened up around November of 2012. So as you know, any new business starting is going to be slow going. And so it took a while to build up that revenue, so I wanted to add something different, a little niche product, and so I opened the Kangen water store in Nashville around November something 2012. And you may ask, well, Doc, what the heck is Kangen water? Isn't water? No, it is not. So our Kangen water is high pH, no chlorine, no fluoride. It helps a number of different conditions. And so we take out all those impurities. In fact, we triple filter our water, which makes it the cleanest in the city. But any condition that you have related to having too much acid in your body, whether it is gout or acid reflux or any of the sort, this water neutralizes that acid and turns your symptoms around. But not only for acidic conditions, it also helps diabetes. That's right. It helps you regain that pancreatic function. It helps you reuptake that sugar into your muscles. So this water is pretty good. It is easily our #1 seller. And I think actually I may sell more gallons per water than I do prescriptions. And that's how much it has grown. And why has it grown? Is it because I'm telling people to do it? No. It's because it has worked for all of you. So you call in with those questions. We're going to be up on our first break.